Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Bashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the elect and feeding the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai in sincerity and in truth of his great gospel. Strictly coming out of our Bible, man. Yeah, this book ain't for everybody, man. You see these heathens, man, they don't try to pick up the book, man. They picked up the book not for a beneficial of spiritual enlightenment or to build people up. They use it for what? Deception. They use it for molestation. They use it for gains of wealth. And we're at the time where they're being judged for this, right? These heathens, man, all these pulpit preachers, prosperity pimping, doctrine pushing motherfucking church leaders, right? They're getting judged, right? You got this weirdo, right? Look at this motherfucker. The goddamn devil right here. It says, retired pastor living in Marletta arrested for 1975 murder of an 8-year-old in Pennsylvania. Yeah, these preachers be in the church looking at your children, right? Because they got that pedophile ass spirit. This ain't the house of the Lord. This ain't the house of the Lord, right? The Lord speaks about the true worshipers. The Lord has a real people, his chosen, his elect, his people, the children of Israel, not the children of Edom, who has set themselves up trying to be the face of religion. And it has not worked for them, man. That Catholic Church, all they did was take that BP, man. And we ain't talking about British Petroleum. They've been taking that boy pussy all over the earth. To the point, man, there's so many homosexuals walking around, man. They go back to that spirit of that Catholic Church, right? Here you got beloved Chicago pastor murdered in West Side home invasion, right? The Lord don't give a fuck. There's a female preacher. There ain't supposed to be no damn female preacher, right? What the Lord said about you women preaching. I'm going to read the book of 1 Corinthians 14. We're going to start at 32 because it reads, and the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, right? The prophet's going to return back in their lot and they're going to prophesy, right? They're not going to lead people astray. They're going to return people back to who? The Father, to the Son, through the Son to get back to the Father, because you got to call him the Son. There's no way to get to the Father but through the Son, right? Here we got these preachers pushing a man that never existed, talking about Jesus Christ. Says Ray Borgia, this false character, right? This made-up character that never existed, that never saved nobody, that never died for nobody, that talking about this guy don't love no world, he don't love nothing, because the man who really this man image was made after is a criminal, is a murderer, right? It says, and the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Let your women, what the Lord say, so it is very important, let your women keep silence in the churches. If you women not going to keep silence in the churches, the Lord's going to silence you like the Lord silenced this family speaks out after the pastor killed in her home, right? Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak. The Lord did not give them permission to speak, right? All these women talking about, I've been inspired by the Spirit to preach. No, you've been inspired by Satan. You've been inspired by 501c3 indoctrination. You went through it to theologian school, and they fed you and taught you bullshit, and now you're trying to spewed out to what? Your own people in your communities, and guess what? The Lord is tired of it. He's laying your asses down, right? Let your women keep silence in the churches. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the church. What is it? It is a shame for a woman to speak in the church, man. A woman should not be speaking in the church, right? Because the Lord is dealing with men, not women, and righteous men, the men of Israel. Not you weirdos, right? You got these goofy ass preachers, right? Escaped Mississippi inmate suspected in pastor's death, right? That's crazy. The Lord It's let the man escape from prison just to lay this preacher down. Lay this preacher down, right? It's the book of Nahum 1 verse 3. It reads, the Lord is slow, Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. You know, the main wicked is Esau, Edom, but anybody following after his ways, doing his things, the same things he do. Right? It says, learn not the way of the heathen, this 501c3 preaching God's doctrine, this Catholic Church, right? The spirit of manipulating minds with what? False information. That's what they do. Manipulate minds with false information. They're leading people off cliffs and getting paid for it. Nahum 1 and 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and in the clouds are the dust of his feet. And the Lord is using these things to what? Judge the world. Like, these preachers are in trouble, man. They don't understand. They ain't the worst trouble. The Lord ain't dealing with no preacher, man. The Lord was dealing with prophets, right? Prophets. It's the book of Proverbs 14, verse 15, because one thing we understand, these churches have not a lot, they used to have a lot of followers, but they still got a good number of followers, because why? These people are stupid, these people are simple, these people are blind, they're lost, right? Proverbs 14 and 15, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings, right, man? The simple believeth every word, man. They not trying to try the spirits of these preachers, right? Because these preachers done set themselves up as how can we say, a beacon of hope, right? A beacon of light, when really they're the house of darkness. The 2 Corinthians 11 and 13, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, right? That's what you got going on in this wicked, filthy, polluted world, man. Confusion is at an all-time high, right? Death is at an all-time high. These preachers getting richer and richer is at an all-time high, and you people getting dumber and dumber is at an all-time high. I'm going to read the book of Isaiah 56 and 10. It reads, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber, right? You got these fake ass preachers, right? They're not no real watchmen, because the scriptures even said they are blind leaders of the blind. If the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. That's what you're seeing, right? You're seeing a congregation of people being destroyed, right? Look at how sweet and sugary the church has gotten, right? Look how satanic the church has gotten. Church is now into celebrating Halloween. And watch how many churches promote Halloween. How many churches have a homosexual gay rainbow flag in front of them now, right? This is what you got going out of the 501c3 institution, worldly church, that's leading you people to what? Your destruction, your demise, right? Isaiah 56 verse 10, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, right? They cannot bark, right? What's the point of, you got a dog is supposed to bark and give warning of what? Danger, right? Alert you, right? These people ain't alerting nobody about nothing. Them motherfuckers talking about, man, shit, we need new planes. Yeah, this light bill in the church got to be paid, right? The preacher need a new house. The preacher need a new car. The preacher need this. That's what they talking about in the churches. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. They ain't telling you about the mark of the beast, which is the radio frequency identification device that they're going to push on the whole world. They're not telling you what the nuclear destruction of America. They're not even letting you know America is spiritually Sodom, spiritual Egypt, and the things to come, the time of tribulation on the face of the earth. They are not telling you about none of these things. Why? Because they are not the true watchmen. They are not the true watchmen. The Lord has his real watchmen. The Lord said, this is Jeremiah 3 and 15, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart. Right? Mine heart, the Lord's mind, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Knowledge and understanding of what? The scriptures, man. First thing is the fear of the Lord, right? If you don't fear the Lord, if you got to know the Lord, you got to know his son's name, Are you learning that from the church? Negative. You're learning the same thing your slave masters told you, man. Same thing your slave masters told you.